Programs rated TV PG may contain some materials that parents or guardians may find inappropriate for younger children. Programs assigned a TV PG rating may include some inappropriate language, very little sexual content, suggestive dialogue, and mild violence, and as such, parental guidance is recommended. What are the implications of exposing minors to inappropriate content? My guest, Dr. Ijoma Imeribe, President Women Africa, joins the conversation. It's nice to have you on Insight, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right, bringing you to take on this conversation is deliberate. That's because you're a mother and a media influencer. Now, TV content and children, are we truly applying their roles?
Well, when I was coming, I was actually thinking about the topic of the discussion right now. We look at it, it's possible to say that there are some buttons that we need to use to tune off some of those channels so that children will not go looking out those things that are actually meant for adults. But I'm looking at it that it could also be just an English word, you understand? Parental guidance on TV and stuff. So it could also be just an English word, which, after all, parents are not actually looking at those things. They don't have the time to sit down to tell their children, or maybe to say, okay, don't touch this one, don't watch this one. And of course, there are children that actually are so inquisitive. The ones that you're telling them not to, that is where they'll actually go to, because they really want to know why are my parents telling me not to do this. So they may actually do it because you're not always there to tell them don't do this. But when you're there, they could pretend. You too, some parents actually sit down with their children watching a lot of other movies that have all this content, and when the children goes to that, they would try to cover their faces. It doesn't work like that. I know that the only thing that can actually apply to children not watching those programs on television that are not meant for them is the foundation that you give to these children. The foundation is very important. I am made to understand in psychology that every child between 0 to 5 years, that child, that personality is solidly built. Whatever you train that child, whatever you tell that child at that stage in that child's life is what that child will actually come out to become. If we train a child in the way that child will go, when he becomes an adult, he will never forget the training he got.
Now, the media play an important role in this regard, but with the introduction of cable TV, how do we monitor?
Your children don't only stay in your house. They go out, they visit, they go to many other places. So, like I'm saying, there are some programs that will come out, they say, children under this age are not supposed to watch it. It's good and fine. It's just like saying alcohol is dangerous to health, you understand, or smoking is dangerous to health, it will do this. So does it stop people from smoking?
Smoking or drinking?
No, it doesn't stop them. We're only saying, trying to protect ourselves. So when parents are sleeping, their children, teenagers are out there watching all manner of programs on TV. I remember when I traveled, when I was out with my child, you know, when I'm sleeping, every morning, I see loads and loads of yogurt, empty cans of things, biscuit everywhere. So I'll be wondering, how, when, what time does it actually come out to eat all this kind of stuff in the night? So that night that they come out, teenagers can actually watch any kind of a program they want to watch. It just pops up. So there are some, those things keep coming and coming. I still stand to say that the very thing that we need, they say, children are products of environment. Is it not so?
Of course.
So if these children are actually product of environment, like we are talking about, and the home environment is very important. That is where we start to control the things that they watch by teaching them the way they should go, so that when they are actually not in the eyes of their parents, they will be able to say, oh, my parents, they don't like me watching these things. So I must not.
Let me take you on the issue of cartoons. Nowadays, not all parents apply the parental guidance code, even to cartoons that children watch on TV. Some have contents that minors are not supposed to watch. Where do we draw the line? It's cartoon.
What they could not watch in adult program, they go to cartoon and they still see those things there. Apart from television, they also use your handset and all these things, and they are on social media because you are also there. They are also there. They are also there, and you cannot stop them from going to use your phone to go online, because that is what you also do. And because you are doing it, they also have to do it. So what role will you play in their lives? Is it that, okay, you don't want to go online again, you don't want them seeing you fiddling your phone or something like that? Is that what you want to say? So the only thing is to train them in the way they will go. Teach them what you need them to know as children, so that when they become adults, that thing will not actually have a negative effect on them.
Okay. Now, the media and ICT gadgets, the ICT rather, play important roles in our lives. At what point should a child, a minor, be exposed to some of these things?
Well, in today's world, even at 2 years, children struggle to go online, because you're online. It's true. It's what you are doing, that is what they are doing. So it's just like, okay, my mom is always watching a particular program online, or she's always online. So children are also struggling to get your phone, to go to the things they also like. So they need to be trained. They need to be monitored, but not because the social media are saying monitor them, because you cannot do all the monitoring. You can't. If you monitor them when you're there, will you not go to work? You must go to work. My parents will say, I am warning you, don't go to that river today. If you go there, it's your business. You're just saying something, but you're not like going to be able to stop them from doing that. So the only way that the only thing that you can do to stop them is to create a good foundation for them, so that when they grow up, they will know that my parents, they hate this and they don't want. Do you know that when children go out, like in the school where I was, the children are not supposed to, it was a church school, so the children are not supposed to wear trousers. They carry their trousers inside their bag. They go out and wear their trousers everywhere, and even does it more than the children that are exposed to it. So what do you say about that? They wear all the kind of lipsticks and wear all kinds of earrings when you're not there. Is it that you didn't tell them not to, or it is that they didn't see you? You know, all those things. So there must be a foundation. There must be a foundation, and it is that foundation that is the actual parental guidance that we are not talking about, not all these social media things that we are talking about. The social media has come to stay, and it's part of us, actually. But
really, finally, from you, can we control what our children watch?
Well, we have limitations.
You have 20 seconds for that.
Okay, we have limitations. We cannot control them completely. Okay. There are things there are times we can actually say, don't do this, they will not do it as at that time. But after that time, they can actually also go to do those things. And I'm also saying, an inquisitive child wants to know, why are they saying, why are we being stopped from this thing? So they need to know. There are some things we shy away from, like talking about sex education and all these things. We hide all those things away from our children. But when they stumble into it, they are shocked and they cannot control themselves.
All right, Dr. Ijoma Imeribe, President Women Africa and media influencer. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on Insights.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. And that's it on the Media Review segment this week.